Shadows of Cipher, Unveiling the Codebreakers Gambit. Chapter 11, Shadows Reborn. The dismantling of the Syndicate marked a significant victory for Cipher's Vanguard, but the absence of one adversary only served to reveal the emergence of another, even more insidious threat. As the world celebrated the downfall of the Syndicate, the shadows began to stir once again. Whispers reached Cipher's ears of a clandestine organization known as the Shadows Reborn. Rumors spoke of their mastery of deception, their ability to manipulate information and reshape reality to suit their nefarious agenda. Cipher knew that the fight against deception and manipulation would never truly end. Gathering his team, Cipher embarked on a new mission to uncover the truth behind the Shadows Reborn. This time, they were faced with an adversary that thrived in secrecy, leaving behind minimal traces of their existence. The Shadows Reborn operated in the depths of the digital realm, their actions veiled in layers of encryption and obscured by a labyrinth of false identities. Cipher's Vanguard employed every resource and skill at their disposal. They delved deep into the darkest corners of the internet, tracking digital footprints and analyzing complex algorithms. They sought out connections, patterns, and anomalies that could lead them to the heart of the Shadows Reborn. As they made progress, Cipher's Vanguard discovered a string of high-profile incidents shrouded in mystery: a political scandal, a financial collapse, and a series of inexplicable cyber attacks. All signs pointed to the Shadows Reborn as the puppeteers orchestrating these events from the shadows. The battle against the Shadows Reborn took Cipher and his team to the edge of their capabilities. The enemy was cunning, staying one step ahead, leaving behind a trail of misinformation and red herrings to confuse their pursuers. Vanguard's every move was anticipated, their operations disrupted, and their identities compromised. Cipher's resolve was tested like never before. Doubts crept into his mind, wondering if they were chasing shadows themselves. But he knew that the threats were real, and the consequences of inaction were too dire to ignore. He rallied his team, reminding them of their purpose and the importance of their mission. Through sheer determination, Cipher's Vanguard began to peel back the layers of deception surrounding the Shadows Reborn. They uncovered a network of influential figures, hidden in plain sight, who were pulling the strings of power and manipulating events to further their own interests. Each revelation fueled their determination, but it also deepened the complexity of their fight. The Shadows Reborn were not simply an organization, they were a web of powerful individuals who held positions of authority and influence. Exposing them would mean challenging the very systems that had allowed them to thrive. As Cipher's Vanguard dug deeper, they realized that their battle was not just about uncovering the truth, it was about inspiring a global movement. They reached out to activists, journalists, and ordinary citizens who had grown tired of being pawns in the games of the powerful. Together, they formed an alliance, a united front against the shadows that threatened their world. The fight against the Shadows Reborn intensified, both in the digital realm and in the physical world. Cipher's Vanguard faced not only cyber attacks, but also direct confrontations, as the Shadows Reborn sought to protect their secrets at any cost. Lives were at stake, sacrifices were made, but the Vanguard pressed on, fueled by their unwavering belief in the power of truth. Finally, the breakthrough they had been waiting for arrived. Cipher's Vanguard unearthed a key piece of information, a hidden connection that would expose the true nature of the Shadows Reborn. It was a revelation that would shake the foundations of power and reshape the world as they knew it. With the evidence in hand, Cipher's Vanguard launched their final assault. They exposed the Shadows Reborn, laying bare their web of deceit and manipulation. The world watched in awe and disbelief as the curtain was pulled back, revealing the true faces behind the shadows. The aftermath was a mix of chaos and transformation. Governments crumbled, corporations fell, and systems were overhauled. People rose up, demanding transparency and accountability from those in power. The fight against deception and manipulation had become a global movement, fueled by the tireless efforts of Cipher's Vanguard. But even in their moment of triumph, Cipher knew that new threats would always arise. Deception would always find a way to seep through the cracks. As the world began to rebuild, Cipher's Vanguard remained vigilant, ready to face whatever shadows may be reborn, and to continue their unwavering pursuit of truth and justice.